Hi, my witchies. Welcome to the Witch Dark Tales podcast live. My name is Megan. I am your host, and on tonight's podcast, we will be talking about scary stories. Now, we are here on TikTok Live, and everything we talk about is just pure speculation, so views discretion and audio discussion is advised. We do not promote any activity. These stories are just being told. We don't know if it's true, but we are here for it. And if you're from the Central Valley, why not subscribe to the Witch Talk Tales podcast live? But with that being said, let's get straight into the podcast. I am so ready for this.
Hi,
Hi, Rosa.
how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So, I have been to Daydreams and Nightmares like 3 times already, and the last one, I feel like this is the last time I'll ever go because this time was really intimidating and very scary. So, it was me, my boyfriend, two of the tattoo artists that I'm friends with, and then one of the tattoo artists' partner. So everybody else was gone. We were in the back room, where I think it's like the owner's store or office, Dana. So there's a room behind her office. We're like, oh, let's go in there because the guy who unfortunately passed there, I don't remember if Dana said that either he was shot or stabbed or electrocuted. I don't remember.
Are you talking about Miguel?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we went back there. It was just me and the two girls because he only likes females in there. I had a really good experience with him in the past. He was actually really nice and responsive. However, this time, the last time we went, never going back, I think that was it. We were talking to him and he was not responding. And I asked him in Spanish, like, if you would like to use any of our energies or even touch us or touch me, you're more than happy to. For some reason, he was so mad. It sounded like something fell, like right next to me, and we screamed and booked it. And then one of the girls was like, "Someone touched my hair. Someone touched my face. Like they touched me. They touched me." So we ran out, and Dana, the owner, was like, "Did one of you guys fall?" And I'm like, "No, no, no. Something fell." No, and Dana was like, "No, that was a clear as day, a bang." But for us inside, it sounded like something fell from the wall on our end. And my boyfriend and Michelle and the tattoo artist's boyfriend were downstairs. They actually caught the sound.
Mm-hmm.
And they were downstairs. I don't know where it's where all the costumes are at.
Yes.
There. They were down there.
Uh-huh.
And they went back to the recording. It sounded like a bang. But to us, it sounded like something fell.
Yeah.
Never going. That was horrible. That scared us. And today, I actually had a tattoo appointment with one of the girls. She said that the whole night she just kept hearing whispers in her ear. And she's like, I couldn't figure out what they were saying because it was just mumble jumble. Like she's like, she was like, I felt like the hot breath. Like next to me, like something was whispering in my ear. And she's like, I even asked Michelle, do you guys have like music playing? And she said no. And I'm like, why didn't you say anything? She said, I didn't want to seem crazy or dramatic. I'm like, no, it's really weird in there, like super weird in there. And I'm never going back there. I can't. I feel like that was really intimidating the last time.
No, when we went there, it was scary. You can feel it just feels heavy.
Especially in Angie's room.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah. Hers was really intimidating. She's a sweet girl and I feel so bad for that poor little girl. But you can feel that heaviness, sadness in that room. I just can't. I have to show you. I'm gonna send you a picture maybe on Instagram. My boyfriend actually caught a picture. So in Angie's room, there's like a mirror right there where like the table is, and then right behind the table there's like a mirror.
Hmm.
And there's like a little lantern there in front of that mirror. There's an actual face in that lantern, and there's nothing in there.
Demi, keep going. I'm looking for because I have videos on my phone. That's why,
Oh,
and I can
um,
probably show them like how it looks like in the area.
yes. My boyfriend actually was taking pictures, and he caught like a figure on like that lantern in front. There's like a face there, and it looked like the mouth was like open, like in a circle, like shocked.
Like if a spirit was trapped inside the lantern.
Yes, yes. And I tried every location, every movement. Nothing on my phone, nothing on the other girl's phones, nothing. It's only on his. I'll have him send it to me, and I'll send it to you on Instagram or here. And it was just like the weirdest thing. I'm like, no, this is so. And that was the last time we went. My boyfriend wants to go again and do the investigation because he loves it.
Hmm.
But I'm kind of having second thoughts.
Now, quick question.
Yes,
When you are how you're telling me that this place is haunted and you're telling me your experience, right?
yes.
There are people who will actually think you're crazy, and there are people who will actually think that you're making things up, right? Right? Hold on, I'm not done. I'm not done. Now, why is it that why do you think people think that it's not real or they don't believe you?
I guess they're not open minded. That's the way my mom has always said it. People who don't believe in the paranormal or like beyond us, they're just really close minded. I think that's really it. They were never, the way I like to put it, and I don't like bringing religion, but my mom's always told me those who are very, very close to religion, like super, super close, they're just super closed and they don't want to believe in something other than just us.
Right.
And I fully believe that. And I feel like my boyfriend was super, super like, oh, none of this is fucking crazy. This shit's crazy. Until I finally took him, he was like, now I believe it. Like, this is legit. Because he was like, no, it's fake.
Because he finally had his own personal experience.
Yes. And now he's wanting to go to more places. He's from LA, so he has more areas to go, like the Queen Mary and stuff, but he's never been there, but he moved here. Really good story about my mom.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna go and tell it because I was shocked and I didn't believe her until, my grandma was there and she, experienced it. So in Mexico, because my mom's from Mexico, her and her like couple of family members, like cousins, one of her cousins actually had a Ouija board, like the authentic ones, like the real ones, like
The OG ones.
yes. And my mom's like, yeah, like it was me, your grandma, and like my cousins. We would all sit around it and we would ask questions. And it was all fine and dandy, until one day I asked it and she's like, I remember her name. Her name was Andrea.
I know.
And she was like, I asked her, how many children am I going to have? She said, three. And I was so against it. She's like, no, 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 I'm only gonna have one. She's like, at the time, I already had your older sister. She was about 5 or 3 or something like that. She's like, she was already here. She was already born. She was older. And I kept arguing with her. I kept, no, that's not it. That's not it. No, no, no. Until she's like, oh, I'm done. Like the Ouija board said goodbye. And my mom's like, no, we're not done. We're not done. Let's play. And then I guess the Ouija board got really upset, like the spirit, and says, your daughter is going to. And my mom's like, my daughter's gonna what? My daughter is gonna what? And my apparently my mom's like, your sister actually died for a good 10 minutes. She was not responding. She just took a deep gasp and just went like completely dead. She was like, your grandma and I grabbed her and we're like, wake up, wake up, wake up. Your grandma was giving her like slapping her across the face. Nothing, no response. And she was like, we even got like cold water, threw it at her face, no response. Her pulse was gone. And she was like, I ended up calling. I kept going back to the Ouija board, like, please bring her back. Please bring her back. We're done. I'm not going to ask anymore. We're not playing this anymore. Like, just please bring my daughter back. All of a sudden, my sister just took a deep breath and she was like, your sister came back. And that was the last time I ever touched that thing. Last time I ever touched it. And she's like, your uncle actually burned it. But every time he tried to get rid of it, it went back to its original spot. And I was like, what happened to that Ouija board? And she said, we don't know to this day. We don't know.
Girl, it's just floating around waiting for y'all to find it.
Oh, yeah. Thank God I'm not there. I'm in California, so we good. She's like, to this day, she's like, I think your Theo still has it. He just says he doesn't know.
It's somewhere in his house.
Probably. Probably. And now she's like, oh yeah, my mom's like, oh, I'm into this stuff. Like I've always been into it. She's like, I'm like the black sheep of the house because I've always been interested in this. And she's like, we actually see things, but I don't really tell people because people think I'm crazy.
Right.
And I don't tell people actually where we live, a lot of weird things happen all the time.
If you don't mind me asking, where?
And I live in Turlock.
Okay. Oh, girl.
Yeah, I live in Turlock. So
So
it's
you
really
heard
close.
about that house too, then, right? I forgot what it was called. The
Are you
Hell
talking
House?
about the Hell House?
Yeah.
Yes. It's long gone. I mean,
Yeah. Well, I heard that, well, in the Turlock Journal, they moved it somewhere else.
I heard that too. I thought it was the house that's right here on that was not it's not there no more, but it was on Golden State
Mm-hmm.
and it was a couple years ago it got demolished. So
Yeah. I remember that.
I don't know if it's the same one though.
From what, because I remember I was reading, when we do these stories, we like to have backup behind it.
Yes.
And I don't remember, but I just remember the Turlock Journal said that they moved it somewhere. Either they rebuilt it and made a new name, or they just named the new house. But
Oh.
I remember that story though, it stuck to me. Obviously, people who don't know about the story are gonna leave comments saying you're lying, get out of my town, why are you making this up? But I'm like, dude,
Mhm.
there are people who talked about this and that's why it's been brought up.
And then there's a Turlock Journal. I mean, it's
Yeah,
not yeah. Oh yeah.
but
And then
but
have you heard about the Moose Saloon?
saloon, I have not, but you're more than welcome to tell us.
I don't know too much. I've done a couple of research myself because my boyfriend wants to, he wants to do more investigations, but it's private property. So I read it's literally on West Main, kind of closer, like still in Turlock, but not
Mm-hmm.
really. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like a little saloon. And I think it's on Washington Road. I could be wrong. But apparently that place is actually haunted. There's actually people posted pictures of like figures hiding behind the curtains
Mm-hmm.
and people have I have there's like an article about it, but that place apparently is haunted. They see a lot of kids running around,
I know.
and I don't know how true that is, but that's the only thing I've heard as far as close to Turlock and the Hell House.
When I hear about these places being haunted, what scares me the most is actually not scared, but I feel bad more is for the ghost kids.
Oh yeah,
It's because it's sad that they're haunting a place
they're not at
for
rest.
right, and there's little kids. We've heard stories that people when the parents the kids
Oh
and
yeah,
respectfully, or people who go in the house and try to rob people and they just end everybody. And I'm like, dude, kids, come on now.
another thing I forgot. So we used to live in a home here in Turlock as well.
Hmm.
This was a time when my parents were not having
A
good things
moment,
happening, whatever.
a
Problems.
moment. Let's say a moment.
Yes, they're having a little moment. My dad left and we had no electricity because, he was being, yeah,
Yeah,
that. And our neighbor, actually, it was a house, or the main house, and then the house behind us. So it's part of the same, but there's just another house behind us.
right.
They actually allowed us to have, they passed us electricity with a long cord and we took it around the house. This was when I was in high school. I told my mom, "Hey, mom, I'm gonna go quickly shower. I'm gonna take the little lantern with me and put it in the bathroom so I can shower." And she's like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." I do my business. I finish. As soon as I put one foot out, clear as day, girl. I kid you not. And to this day, it freaks me out. I see. So my door was a little cracked open, like maybe 2 inches wide open. Because, like I said, we had the lantern hanging. So it had to be a little open. Kid you not. At the bottom of the door, there was a little open, like at least an inch wide open from the bottom. I see 2 feet. 2 feet. It seemed like it was a little girl, but like I said, I couldn't see her face because the door was there, but I saw 2 feet, and she was wearing like a very long gown. And she just walked away and went into like the laundry room. And I screamed, "Aman!" Obviously, my mom was like, "What happened? What happened?" And I told her, and she's like, "Oh, it's nothing. It's no nada, no nada. It's nothing." The following day, we were finally moving out, and we finally got all of our stuff out and moved to the new place. And she tells me, "I want to be honest. Remember when you screamed because you saw something?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "I actually saw her. She was standing in the kitchen. It was a little girl, very tiny. She wasn't tall, but she wasn't short, but she looked about 6 years old, and she had a very long gown, and she was barefoot." And I'm like, "Why didn't you tell me?" She's like, "I didn't want to scare
She
you."
didn't want to scare you.
Yeah, and she's like, "I didn't want to scare you. You were already freaked out as it is." She's like, "But she came from the laundry room, and then she came to the kitchen and stood in the middle, but she had like long hair. She was very beautiful and very like long gown, and she was barefoot. And then she just turned around and walked away."
Do you think this is a spirit, like the little girl spirit of like those spirits back in like 1800s that happen to just be walking around?
Probably, probably because we actually knew someone who did like the tarot readings and all that. My mom actually was really. We don't know what happened to her to this day. She's kind of lost. She got too deep in the drugs eventually, and she explained to my mom like what she looked like. She was like, "That seems like a good spirit," because she was white, like she was glowing white. She goes,
Right.
"I don't think she meant harm. I think she's just a lost soul, and she's just stuck. That's it." Because she didn't do
Earthbound.
anything to you guys. She didn't do anything. And I'm like, interesting. I'm like, we never saw her again. She's just there. Never again. I thought it was weird, but yeah,
Now, it's that house. Do you think she's still there? The spirit?
possibly. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, we pass by that house pretty often, but I'm pretty sure she's still there. There's no doubt. Or unless it's someone or something that followed us, because my mom's been saying that as long as she can remember, things have been following us for years. And I told her why, and she's like, "I don't know, but things have been And I kind of believe it because even here, girl, even where we live, we hear footsteps.
Do you think it's from the Ouija board time?
That's what I told my mom. Like, "Do you think it's from like when you play?" She's like, "Possibly. I don't know. That's my mistake though." Because girl, I kid you not, I told my boyfriend this, and he doesn't believe me. He thinks I'm lying. This was maybe 3 years ago.
Uh huh.
Where I'm exactly where I'm at. I'm in my room. It was around this time. I keep my door open, because it gets warm and to keep it fresh. And I was laying down in bed, and something told me, "Look up." Like, look up, like, just like look up or get up, like, just move your head up. And I was like,
Oh,
"Oh, no, I'm not gonna, no, I'm not." But something kept telling me, "Move your head up." So I just kind of slowly got up, looked directly at the door, and in the living room, there's like a ceiling fan.
yeah.
Till this day, my boyfriend thinks I'm lying and he thinks I'm crazy. I saw clear as day a man just just hanging, like just lifeless. I saw his feet and his arms, and they were just swinging slowly back and forth. And my boyfriend was asleep, and I was like, Alex, wake up. And he was like, what happened? And I'm like, do you not see that? He's like, see what? And I'm like, you don't see that in the living room? Something hanging from the ceiling. Like, you don't see like 2 feet. And he just kept looking. He turned on his phone. I'm like, no, no, no. Do it without your phone. I'm like, I did it with my phone. I don't see anything. Do you see that without your phone? And he was like, no, you're crazy. I'm like, there's something hanging from the fucking ceiling, dude. He's like, no, I don't, you're crazy. There's nothing there. But it was a man just lifeless swinging back and forth. That's all I remember. And I told my mom, and my mom was all like, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. Because a lot of weird things happen here. Spoons fall. Someone sounds like someone's playing with the spoons. It sounds like someone's dragging a chair when there's nobody there. No one's dragging anything. She's like, I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it.
Ooh, I'm getting chills.
Yeah, a lot of things happen here. My mom generally thinks something has been following us for years because she even told me that as a young kid, as a toddler, I couldn't speak clearly because, I was a toddler. She kept saying that I kept seeing something behind people. And I kept saying, it's there. Look, it's there. It's there. And she's like, you were bloody murder crying. And we do not know till this day what it was. We don't know what you were looking at. She's like, your dad would come home from work. You kept pointing at him. Oh, I thought it's there. It's there behind them. Something behind them. Your cousin would come along. Same thing. Anybody who came along, you kept saying something was behind them.
Thank you guys for listening and thank you guys for watching. And I'll catch you guys next time on TikTok Live. Bye, everyone.